Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. Okay, that works. Kind of. Alright, so I'm going to mic check here. I did take it, okay, the only thing we haven't... You know what? Times like these, effectively.
Sometimes it's all visual, like I fixed it.
Hopefully that's coming through okay. Okay. Okay, that's a hell of a lot better. That is a hell of a lot better now that it's actually working. So, yay for that. Okay. Anyway, now let's go ahead and get down to brass tacks. Alright, so made some money with DoorDash today. Like, what was it? How much did I make from DoorDash today? Let me see. And yeah, I still can't even get on the DoorDash right now for no actual reason. The fact that it says not busy right now, even just let me be on, so that way I can take orders whenever they come in. Like, are you really waiting till like 100 people place an order, in which case it's a little busy? Like, really? But yeah, almost $40, not quite. It was for from a few hours, so the pay is not bad. The pay is not really bad. It's not great either. More than $7.25, but way less than a comfortable, livable wage. If we were talking about wages at all, but we're not. We're talking about gig work, right? So it's paid per gig. But at any rate, not here to discuss that. Here to edit in Davinci Resolve. So let's get down to here. Now, The important thing is that I'm starting from here, which basically.
So they put a gasket around here, but then they left this big hole open.
Yeah.
So if water does get in, there's no way for it to get out.
Until I pop that wheelie and the water spills
Yep.
out through the same hole.
Yep.
Okay, which I was doing, but yeah.
So,
Do we think that is the main culprit of everything?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to the final scene right here. Okay. Yep. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and take all of this and just straight up erase all of it. I hit backspace, and we're gonna go ahead and go to here. Actually, wait, no, I didn't actually want to do that. Hold on. Because I want to make absolutely sure what audio tracks I'm gonna be selecting based off the names. Okay, so I'm gonna want this to go right here. And then it shows the timeline. Okay. Zoom 07. Okay. So it would have to be 8. Okay. In which case that would go down there, and then do 6222502 track 1. Alright, so in which case I would come up here 222502. Right, here we go. So now I'm going to spend some time making sure that these all get lined up appropriately. I'm going to unmute this track here. Actually, I'm going to solo this track, and I'm going to listen to where it starts effectively.
Not really watertight since.
Wait a minute. Okay, so because of the fact that I snapped, I've got a...
Oh, I see what the problem is.
What's going on here?
Battery sealant.
This is also not really watertight since the blue plastic has been stripped.
And that's fairly easy to sealant. Water sealant.
Okay, so let's go on further down the track here to see what else I pick up. I'm also noticing right off the bat that, again, I need to go into clip attributes. If you wind up that you accidentally recorded mono and you need to convert it to stereo, it's not really converting it to stereo necessarily, it's just allowing the track to go through both left and right channels. Right click on attributes, up here to audio, down here to format, stereo, and then you have to select the same channel so that way I can split it left and right. Again, it's faking stereo in a sense that sound can come from both channels, not just the one. So just a quick little tidbit right there.
Oh, I see what the problem is.
Yeah, see? Hear that rather. Hear that difference. And
So this is also.
that was where my snap is. Okay. So I'll go to where the snap
This
is.
is also. Also.
And then I'll come back over here. Listen for the exact wave that has my snap in it.
This is also.
Yep, I hear that now. Yep. Okay. I got it right. I got it right on the first try. Woohoo! Okay. Now, assuming that I've even got it close, which, I mean, from visually, I can tell that I do. I'm gonna mute that.
This is also.
Okay, almost, but not quite. Let's see here. Zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, that should be better.
This is also.
Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay. Yes. Okay. I am gonna go ahead now. Okay, so the other one I need to do is gonna be this one here, which should be fairly straightforward.
This is also.
Right there. Okay, beautiful. I'm not even that far. Ooh, I'm not even that far off. It's right. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Get in tighter, maybe. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do much tighter.
This is also.
Okay, that'll have to. God, that's still annoying. It's just gonna be off by that much. Meh. Okay.
So this is also
Cool. Okay. That I can sleep at night with that. Trim it up so that way it matches. Even just that little bit. There. Beautiful.
so this is also
Perfect. Okay. So now I can go ahead and mute that track. And then I'm going to solo his lav mic. Okay. Yep. Sounds about right. And now I'll go ahead and delete the rest of this. There.
so this is also
And that's fairly easy to. Yeah, I almost. Both.
oh nice.
Windows open. All right. And need to tell me anything? Okay, love you.
At least we got light in here.
There is a yeah.
Better light in here. I don't know if this is gonna hold. All right, autopsy time. All right.
Here we go. Alright, I want this one soloed out. Okay.
All right.
And then I'll go ahead and just start everything right here. No better spot as far as I'm concerned. So basically we went into a different part of the building altogether. Right, we went into a different part of the building altogether, and we are taking apart the computer. This is the part that gets a little bit more interesting, because this is the part where we run into our third and final curveball with this computer, right? So yeah, again, this is I'm editing this to teach Davinci Resolve to anybody that comes in, right? But at the same time, this is also still technically a client video, even if the client is my other business. And so therefore, whoever's watching this live stream is basically getting like this is as BTS as it gets, right? In a sense. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this thing.
All right. Autopsy time.
Let me grab my tripod really fast. I don't want to have to hold this camera.
He said autopsy time, and I'm gonna have to. A little bit of the conversation that we had. I'll go ahead and throw that
Watch
into
their
there.
output. Yeah.
101 on AliExpress. And they've got their modern
Well, that gives me a price to go off of.
Yeah. 3M.
Well, from what we can tell, the
Okay, I mean, let's just be truthful, right?
yeah, yeah. No, I was testing it out every day for like 11 months, and it just decided to turn off on me randomly one day. Didn't know why until we realized that the computer for the bike is right next to the pedals, right underneath the pedals actually.
With no waterproof.
It's a pedal bike.
With no waterproofing.
It's a pedal bike that can go like 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So
it's got more than a 750 watt.
no, it is 750.
Okay.
Yeah, it is definitely 750 watts.
Hell-
No, ish. Watts to their output.
Okay.
Yeah.
101 on AliExpress. On it. This thing has nothing.
This thing is nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So it's not even a waterproof standard.
Send me a screenshot of that so I can look into it myself and just kind of go over it on my podcast.
They hide this shit. It pisses me off. Oh, yeah. Do it. But it looks like
Gotta make sure to,
I can't believe that they would put something like that. It's just so.
gotta make sure to.
AliExpress had the same thing.
Okay. Gotta make sure to be opening all this down.
This is just so jank. So jank.
Okay,
Something like that. I can't believe that they would put something like that in a bike at the very lowest point.
all right, yeah. I mean, that whole bit, if I were doing something like what Linus Tech Tips does with Flowplane, everything that you just saw me basically skip over would go on to like Flowplane extras for people that are paying extra to want bonus content effectively, right? I don't have my own platform like that. I don't have the skills to be able to build my own app like that. I probably could, but right now I'm focused on getting clients, right? I'm focused on getting clients. I'm focused on just making sure that I'm focused on basically just maintain. I'm focused on what's the words I'm looking for? I'm focused on being able to survive right now. Right, I'm focused on being able to survive with my video business primarily, and therefore certain things like having my own app to be able to give paying viewers bonus or exclusive content or whatever is just not going to happen. Truth be told, I don't know if that would ever happen. I want bonus content that is educational to effectively be free, because I think that you already pay for bonus content with your time, considering how much lengthier bonus content can be, right? If a video that's 20 minutes long is both entertaining and educational, well, then you're going to be spending an additional, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes watching bonus content that may give you what you're actually after, right? But you won't know that unless you watch the full thing. And in some cases, that could be wrong. Or rather, it could be inaccurate. So, at any rate, I'm going to go ahead actually and... yeah. see what that looks like. Is that too much of a jump? That's going to be a huge jump cut.
All right. Autopsy time. I got a suspicion this thing is going to be a horror show inside.
Actually, yeah. Or wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do.
So much better. Oh yeah. Okay, and I'll just try to follow you as best as I can.
All right.
Ready whenever you are, sir.
So weird.
Ready whenever you are, sir.
There. Mm. I don't want that there. Okay. But then I do want that. Yep, okay, cool. So therefore I also want yeah, if also another little tidbit that I was constantly screwing up on whenever I first got started with DaVinci is whenever you're trying to cut something, but you're trying to get it right where your cursor is, right where this red thing is, but it's not snapping to it like that. But if it's not snapping to it like that, you see how it kind of stays there, and you have to pull it off a little bit more in order for it to come off. If it's not snapping to it, you don't know that you're actually cutting it exactly where you want. It's basically turning this off helps with being more precise like I was earlier, but if you want to make sure that if you want the precision to be, okay, I want to make sure that this clip for the video and this clip and these right here for the audio are all clipped at exactly the same spot, so that way the audio isn't just barely off. Make sure that your magnet is on, so that way the magnet actually helps tools like the blade or the trim or whatever like that to actually somewhat lock onto the timeline cursor here. Something that I've screwed that up in the past, and whenever I'm watching a video back on my phone, because I just posted it to YouTube, it's like, oh, YouTube doesn't quite have the audio synced up with the video. It's just ever so slightly off. The lips of somebody as they're talking are ever so slightly off from the video, from the audio track. Actually, there's a good chance that it was shifted in post, because people forget to turn this thing on, the magnet, the what's it called, the snapping tool. They forget to turn that back on to make sure that everything stays aligned just right, because if you make an ever so slight cut here, and then with this thing off, it doesn't want to snap, and so therefore you get something like this where it's just barely off, right? Versus making a cut like that and it kind of stays right there, right? So therefore it's basically a perfect cut through and through. So make sure you turn this on and off as needed. In some situations it's not needed, in other situations it's 100% needed.
whenever you are, sir.
Ah, yep, see right there. Okay, so, and see how, okay, so on my keyboard, in order for me to jump from one cut to another cut, I hit the up and down arrows, right? Here, I'll do it again. Because I'll get my cursor out of the way a little bit, and I'll zoom in, like, way in. Look at that. Look at that right there. So, in that case, I actually need to go back and redo those cuts. Yeah, you can see it much clearer now. See how it's staying there until I get far enough away? But then, if I turn that magnet, if I turn that snapping off, it doesn't do it. In some situations, you want that precision so that way, let's say that you want to cut it right there because you actually want to trim it just that little bit like that. Actually, hold on. You would trim it like that, and then you would turn that back on and then make it so that it's trimmed right up to the end of that clip. But in my case, I want to make sure to keep that on so that whenever I go to slice that clip, it all stays perfect all the way down, because I don't move my mouse too far to one side or the other. It stays locked on that first cut. And so now I can zoom back out because it's gonna be a nightmare to try to edit this close.
Okay.
Ready whenever you are, sir.
So we're just gonna.
That just sucks.
Ready whenever you are, sir.
So we're just gonna start our autopsy on this. The one thing I was looking at was these silicone. I don't know if these are plugged, but you can see you can pull that away, and it's just straight down along the wires, like it's not even sealed in anymore. So I'm kind of curious if we trim this one. They put a zip tie around here for some bonkers reason. I don't know why, because I don't think it's going to do anything. They zip tied it and then siliconed it, but you can see that's literally just tearing right off of there. I mean, that's just straight into there.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, we're going to take our screws out, pop the bottom off of this guy and see what it looks like. So I would almost expect, like, if it was going to be waterproof, it would be like a plastic, like, two-piece clamshell that goes together.
Right.
This is an aluminum extrusion that then they've screwed on some end caps onto.
Wow.
And look at that, it's already just popping open. So that silicone was doing nothing.
Oh my god.
So that is all the, oh, it's potted. That's potted.
Interesting. What does that tell us?
That is more sealed than I thought it was going to be.
Say that
Wow.
again one more time.
Maybe this isn't as poor as I thought it was going to be inside here. So essentially what they do, this is what they do when they really, really, really want to waterproof or protect something, that they pour resin into here. Once they put the gadget together, and they dump a bunch of resin in there.
Okay.
Which,
If that's the case, then
maybe this guy isn't destroyed, but I don't know how to test it. That's the problem. I don't know if we can test it.
without damaging it.
I mean, the only way that we can test it is with the bike.
Fair.
I'm curious if we take this side off, if we're going to see any nastiness.
So all these twists and turns like that are really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man, I don't want to pull that off because I mean, it's sealed, but it's not properly sealed. I'm still putting my money on this being the problem.
Okay. Because I'm thinking about it, okay, what's the reason for it being potted? Well, if you have it on the bottom. Well, if you have it on the top, you don't need to pot it, right?
Right.
Unless you...
It's probably just standard that they just do it that way, but oh man, I don't want to pull that off because
I think everything I said right there, I'm gonna want to pull the audio from my camera-mounted mic instead because I made a pretty good point, and I want that to be heard without straining. So therefore, I'm gonna pull audio from the camera-mounted mic instead.
I mean, it's sealed, but it's not properly sealed.
What's the reason for it being potted? Well, if you have it on... Okay. Because I'm thinking about it. Because I'm thinking about it, okay, what's the reason for it being potted? Well, if you have it on the bottom. Well, if you have it on the top, you don't need to pot it, right?
Right.
Unless you...
It's probably just standard that they just do it that way, but I still
or
why
did they back themselves into a corner, or was there an actual other reasoning behind
So
it?
the downside to when you pot something like this is ordinarily on a circuit board or in there, if one component goes bad, you can go in there and desolder the component and you can replace it, right?
Right.
On this, nope, you're done. You're
Yeah.
screwed. One resistor inside this thing that's gone, there's no way to repair it. It is almost impossible to depot something.
Did they back themselves into a corner, or was there an actual other reasoning behind
So
it?
the downside to when you pot something like this is ordinarily on a circuit board or in there.
Okay, and then I'll go ahead and bring that on into there. It should only be a mild audio change. It should not be that drastic, but it'll be noticeable.
Sealed. I'm still putting my money on this being the problem.
Okay. Because I'm thinking about it, okay, what's the reason for it being potted? Well, if you have it on the bottom. Well, if you have it on the top, you don't need to pot it, right?
Right. This being the problem.
Okay. Because I'm thinking about it, okay, what's the reason for it being...
And also, I didn't think about this until just now, but what I might be able to do is I might be able to have these two different audio tracks fade into each other. Let me see here if I can do this. Dialogue echo, less module, multi-band, phaser, reverb. I don't see it. I don't see anything like what I'm talking about. Audio transition. Come on, come on, come on. Don't do that to me right now. Don't do that to me right now. What are we doing here? Okay, yeah, don't do that. Crossfade, here we go. Crossfade 0 dB. I think that's what I want. I'm not sure, but let's test it out and see what happens. Can't believe I didn't think about crossfading the audio until just now.
I'm still putting my money on this being the problem.
Okay. Because I'm thinking about it, okay, what's the...
Well, I'm still putting my money on this being the problem.
Okay. Because I'm thinking about it, okay, what's the reason for it being potted? Well, if you have it on the bottom. Well, if you have it on the top, you don't need to pot it, right?
Right.
Unless you...
It's probably just.
Yeah, I should have been using this the whole damn time. I'm not used to doing anything with audio, as you can clearly tell. I'm still learning audio in a lot of ways, and that just happens to be one of them. So it helps with it not being too noticeable, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be noticeable that I'm not wearing a lav mic, that I'm using camera audio off the camera.
I'm still putting my money on this being the problem.
Okay. Because I'm thinking about it, okay, what's the reason for it being potted? Well, if you have it on the bottom. Well, if you have it on the top, you don't need to pot it, right?
Right.
Unless you...
It's probably just standard that they just do it that way, but I still.
Or
Why?
did they back themselves into a corner, or was there an actual other reasoning behind
So
it?
the downside to when you pot something like this is ordinarily on a circuit board or in there, if one component goes bad, you can go in there and desolder the component and you can replace it, right?
Right.
On this, nope, you're done. You're screwed.
Yeah.
One resistor inside this thing that's gone,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way to repair it. It is almost impossible to depot something. But I'd still go with our problem being in here.
In which case, there's no way in hell to repair that.
Yeah.
You have to straight up replace it.
Yeah. I mean, just judging by
And
the
if we're
amount.
replacing it anyway, because it clearly is the main culprit of our problem,
Yeah.
then
Best guess, best assumption, I guess, is that this is the root of all the problems. Is that this is the root of all the problems. It's kind of like the main board on the PC.
Oh, hey, Stefan. Did you shoot this footage? Yes, I did. Yes, and this is with the camera that you, this is with the M50. This is absolutely with the M50. And this is the first project that I did. This is part 3 of 4, but I have yet to shoot part 4, because part 4 is me getting the component that you see here to get my ebike back up and going. So, yes, I shot this footage. I recorded it with the camera-mounted mic that I picked up, as well as the lavalier mic that he's wearing here. Oh, hey, babe.
At a certain point,
Right.
you can't go any farther. It's like, well, you replace the whole thing.
yeah.
But I mean, whether it is worth the money to get a new one of these, potentially get a new battery, because that battery, who knows, still might be messed up. It might be worth it. Just get a cheap.
Can we go further without completely destroying it if I get a new one of those and we replace it and find out that...
Okay, I said enough right there. I'll go ahead and switch
Okay.
over.
Money to get a new one of these, potentially get a new battery, because that battery, who knows, still might be messed up.
And then I'll go ahead and cut those right there.
It might be worth it. Just get a cheap.
Can we go further without completely destroying it if I get a new one of those and we replace it and find out that it wasn't actually the problem?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay. I'll take that out and then use a crossfade between those two, so that way again I want to make sure that it fades the audio between the two audio sources as seamless as possible, because these are very different audio sources. 19. I'm gonna have to here. Okay. And then, yeah. That should be fine.
To get a new one of these, potentially get a new battery, because that battery, who knows, still might be messed up. It might be worth it, just get a cheap.
Can we go further without completely destroying it if I get a new one of those and we replace it and find out that it wasn't actually the problem?
Probably not.
Probably not.
That's at the limit of my knowledge, pretty much.
What's your intuition telling you?
Probably this.
Probably that.
Or should I just go ahead and stretch it out to there? What more do I say?
That's my intuition, but I don't know. I do not know. I just know it's very poorly designed that they put this in an unsealed compartment.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell on their web,
Okay, I didn't really say too much more after that, so I'll just go ahead and delete that. And then...
Limit of knowledge.
What's your intuition?
And then I'll reapply the crossfade. How long did I need to make that? Oh. Back that up.
What's your intuition telling you?
Probably this.
Probably that.
that's my intuition, but I don't know.
That feels better. That feels better to me.
No.
Okay.
I just know it's very poorly designed that they put this in an unsealed compartment.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell on their website, they didn't show a waterproofing rating on this unit. On all of, they don't say that it's not waterproofed, but
Hold on. I almost forgot about boosting that audio a little bit there.
might be messed up.
Yeah.
It might be worth it, just get a cheap.
Can we go further without completely destroying it if I get a new one of those and we replace it and find out that it was?
Okay. That yeah.
And from what I can tell on their website, they didn't show a waterproofing rating on this unit. On all of, they don't say that it's not waterproofed, but their marketing for their newer models, they're trumpeting it. They're putting it in their specifications, saying, "Oh, we're specifying this to waterproofing whatever standard."
Key rating or something
Yes.
like that.
And then for this one, they're not telling you anything. They just don't mention it.
Right.
So that tells me that if anything, I would call this water resistant, not necessarily waterproof.
Technically, nothing's waterproof.
True, but something like if it gets wet, it's going to be able to live with it for a little while until it dries out, versus
Right.
something that's sitting in standing water, which we know this was at some point.
Yeah. for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely was. I mean,
Well,
considering you can
because
see that
of all
line
the
on
corrosion
there.
and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
That is my best guess.
So.
That is my
Okay.
best guess.
And that's as far as you're willing to go with that, then?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, you could try to rip it apart, but probably not worth
really
it.
Do any good. It wouldn't
Since
give
it's
us any-
all resin sealed, you're not going to be able to see and be like, "Oh,
All right. Yeah. No. I think I'll go ahead. Let me find a good stopping point.
putting it in their specifications saying," oh. And then for this one, they're not telling you anything. They just don't mention it.
Right.
Really standard, these kind of connectors.
Yeah.
One of these goes to your pedal sensor. One of these goes to, I don't know
light.
what else. Sealed, you're not going to be able to see and be like, "Oh yeah, it's
Right.
corroded right there."
Yeah. So. Is this would you consider this fairly proprietary to
Oh yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Scale of 1 to
I
10.
mean, there is. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know what. This is your connector that goes up to that computer. Like, I don't know. Is that a standard?
Yeah, I'm not
I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't really tell you.
I am not sure.
Like one of these are fairly standard. These kind of connectors.
Yeah.
One of these goes to your pedal sensor. One of these goes to. I don't know
light.
what else.
Yeah. The brake light or something
Could
like that.
be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was fairly short and anticlimactic, but
Yeah.
I mean, we got an answer at least.
Yeah.
All right.
It tends to be the way it is.
Okay, so now I've got to figure out where I'm.
That's
Kind of
my
understand.
intuition, but I don't know. I do not know.
Okay.
I do not know. I just know it's very poorly designed that they put this in an unsealed compartment.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell on their website, they didn't show a waterproofing rating on this unit. On all of, they don't say that it's not waterproofed.
I'll go ahead and put that in because that's
Well,
actually a very important
all-
part.
They don't say this.
Yeah, I consider that a fairly important.
They don't
part.
say that it's not waterproofed, but their marketing for their newer models, they're trumpeting it. They're putting it in their specifications, saying, "Oh, we're specifying this to waterproofing."
Yeah.
Whatever standard.
A key rating or something
Yes.
like that.
And then for this one, they're not telling you anything. They just don't mention it.
Right.
That tells me that if anything, I would call this water resistant, not necessarily waterproof, but something like if it gets wet, it's going to be able to live with it for a little while until it dries out, versus
Right.
something that's sitting in standing water, which we know this was at some point.
Yeah. for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely was. I mean,
Well, yeah,
considering
yeah,
you can see
because
that
of all
line
the
on
corrosion
there,
and everything.
you know,
I'll go ahead
we
and
know
cut
this was at
that.
some point.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and cut that part out because that's not really relevant.
For a little bit. I mean, wow.
That is my best guess.
So
That is my
Okay.
best guess.
and that's as far as you're willing to go with that then?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, you could try to rip it apart, but Probably not
wouldn't
worth
really
it.
do any good. It wouldn't
since
give
it's
us any
all
more.
resin sealed, you're not going to be able to see and be like, oh yeah, it's
Right.
corroded right there.
Yeah. So, is this would you consider this fairly proprietary to?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Scale of 1 to
I
10.
mean, there is.
Give me just.
Yeah, I don't
a
know,
moment.
because I don't know what. This is your connector that
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, add something to attend to. But yeah, no. You're good. Yeah, you're good. It's just microphone, see, and not, my camera's not on. Okay. Okay.
It goes up to that computer. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Scale of 1
is my best guess.
to 10. Okay. It
Probably
wouldn't
not worth
really
it.
do any.
Be like, oh yeah, it's
good.
correct.
Is this consider? Would you consider?
I'm gonna go ahead and cut all that out here, so that way I just keep the meat.
Is this consider? Would you consider this fairly proprietary?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Scale of 1 to
I
10.
mean, there is. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know what.
And then I'll go ahead and cut those out. Bring that up here, boost the audio slightly. Do a crossfade between those two. Ease them into each other essentially. Which usually works out pretty good, which has been working out pretty good lately.
Something that's sitting in standing water, which we know this was at some point.
Yeah. So, is this consider? Would you consider this fairly proprietary?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Scale of 1 to
I
10.
mean, there is. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know what. This is your connector that goes up to that computer. Like, I don't know, is that a standard?
Yeah, I'm not
I don't know. They don't really tell you.
I am not sure.
Like one of these are fairly standard, these kind of connectors.
Yeah.
One of these goes to your pedal sensor, one of these goes to, I don't know
light.
what else.
Yeah. Like a brake light or something
Could
like that.
be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was fairly short and anticlimactic, but
Yeah.
I mean, we got an answer at least.
Yeah,
All right.
it tends to be the way it is.
All right, and yeah, I am gonna go ahead and export that. Like I said, keeping it fairly simple. I'm not going for anything, that's over the top, editing or anything like that. This is a fairly simple project. It was literally just diagnosing the part 3 of 4 of diagnosing my e-bike and getting it back up and going again. Mostly because I just wanted to, really showcase what I'm doing with it, and I didn't want to leave any chance that somebody would be like, oh, well, you cut this part to do this, or whatever. Nope, it was all basically just, we were diving in head first, seeing what was going on, and just taking it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and save it like that. That's all right. And then I'm going to go ahead and add to render. Bring this into here. I don't want to, there we go. That's better. Actually, wait. Still need to hit render on this. And here we go. We can watch it go like that. I like this part. Go, 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 go. And after it exports, I will, I'll probably be signing off because I mean, this was a fairly short live stream. How long have I been streaming for? How's your day going so far? Good, good, good. I was able to do some DoorDash, and now since DoorDash booted me off for the day, at least for now, I'm getting a video project done, and we are exporting right now. Freya Joseph. So, you into Davinci Resolve and video editing and stuff like that? This was a fairly short stream, so and I'm kind of restarting live streaming now since I'm finding more projects to do. I was gonna say, if you're into video editing, Davinci Resolve or whatever like that, this would be the live stream for it, because I am effectively teaching it as I'm going about learning it. I've spent a few years on and off learning how to edit my own videos for my business, and therefore I wish to pass down information as I get it. What's your all-time favorite video game? I don't really do much gaming. Well, I don't do any gaming at all, in all honesty. Video editing and video production is my primary business, and then I also do IT and networking on the side. And the last video game I actually played was Need for Speed Carbon on the Wii. And I got bored with it whenever I started driving IRL. In which case, I don't know, I just never really got into gaming much after that. I just dropped a follow, so yep, awesome, much appreciated, definitely. If you don't mind me asking, where are you from? I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, born, raised, and based all my life, although I'm looking to get out so I can actually grow my business. Looks like we are done. In which case, I'm going to go ahead and open file location and make sure it works.
All right, autopsy time.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Bonkers reason. I don't know why, because I don't think it's going to do.
Okay. Far as I'm concerned, that works. What was that part that I just kind of went a little haywire? Was there any reason for me to do that?
Okay, and I'll just try to follow you as best as I can.
All right.
Ready whenever you are, sir.
I should probably... I'm just going to delete that. To hell with it. Yo, you are trying to grow your stream faster, viewers, subs, all that. I got something cool. Search the site Google botsister.com. Hey, look at that. A bot. Yeah, do better. Seriously, come on. I just went ahead and deleted it. It was...
Ready whenever you are, sir.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and straight up delete and re-export that, because that was annoying. And I fixed it, so yay. Render, and here we go, and here we go. Watch it go again. And see, I've got a fairly decent graphics card, but I just don't have the studio version of Davinci Resolve. I haven't been able to get that yet, but rest assured, whenever I do, this graphics card will probably rip way faster and harder than what it is right now. The fact that it's using 100% of my CPU tells me that, you know, it's not using my graphics card to its fullest extent. So I keep on pointing down here for the memory, but I think it's actually up here. Yeah. Temperature is fine. System memory is still fine. But it's mostly in the utilization and clock speed for exporting, which is why those two metrics are going frickin' roller coaster ride. I don't know. I like watching this. It's oddly satisfying to me. It's not something that, well, I guess you could get it from a laptop. It's just fun to watch this go up and down and just go haywire whenever I'm doing something like exporting 4K video. I am exporting 4K, right? Oops. Well, no. I'll double check that, make sure I can't go higher. Because I thought that was... Oh well. Okay, now I should be El Completo.
All right. Autopsy. Straight down
Let's
along
see
the
here.
wires. Like, see, that's literally just tearing right off of there. Up and open. It's
Okay.
potted.
Interesting. What does that tell us?
Okay, I consider that good enough. That will complete this project for right now, at least. Timeline resolution. Okay. Ultra HD square? I don't know, I'll play around with these later. I thought that these were all set to the timeline resolution by default, which I thought was set to the camera's resolution by default, but maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Again, this is the first time I'm playing around with 4K footage, so I am not 100% sure, but I will figure it out. Because I've always ever messed with full HD. I've never messed with 4K until now. So I will figure out if I need to... That does seem like a lot of memory that it's taking up for not being 4K if it's not. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to play around with this at a later date. But anyway. Alright. I'm out. See you next time.